It was a warm September evening in a peaceful suburban neighborhood. The sky was bathed in golden hues as the sun began to set. But inside a modest home on Cedar Lane, the atmosphere was thick with unspoken words and growing tension. At first glance, everything appeared perfect. A loving couple, Emily and Ryan, who had been married for 8 years, with their sweet 6-year-old daughter Lily. Yet, behind the walls of their home, the bond between Emily and Ryan was beginning to show signs of strain. Emily had always been the picture of a perfect wife, kind, attentive, and supportive. Ryan, on the other hand, was the hard-working husband, dedicating himself to his corporate job in hopes of giving their family the life they had always dreamed of. But as the years passed, the connection between them began to fade. Long work hours, missed dinners, and distracted conversations became their routine. Ryan would often come home too exhausted to notice the subtle shifts in Emily. Her once lively laughter grew faint, and her smiles became less frequent. Emily, however, had noticed the changes within herself. She felt invisible, as though she was just an afterthought in her own marriage. She missed the days when Ryan would hold her close without reason, bring her flowers just because, or stay up late discussing their dreams. But now, their relationship felt more like a partnership to manage responsibilities than a romantic connection. It was during one of Ryan's late nights at work that Emily met Chris, the new neighbor who had recently moved in next door. Chris was a photographer with a free-spirited personality and an undeniable charm. Emily first met him while watering her plants in the backyard. He leaned over the fence, introduced himself with an easy smile, and complimented her garden. "Your roses are beautiful," he said. "They must take a lot of care and attention." Emily felt a warmth she hadn't experienced in quite a while. "Thank you. They're my little escape from everything else," she replied. Over the next few weeks, their encounters became more frequent. What started as casual greetings and small talk soon turned into longer conversations. Chris began to take a genuine interest in Emily, asking about her day, her hobbies, and her dreams. He noticed the small details about her, like how her eyes lit up when she spoke about art or how she tucked her hair behind her ear when she was lost in thought. One afternoon, with Lily at school and Ryan at work, Emily found herself sitting on Chris's porch, sipping coffee and laughing at his stories. There was an ease in their conversations that Emily hadn't felt in years. Chris made her feel seen and valued, something she had longed for. "Emily," Chris said one day, looking directly into her eyes, "you deserve to feel cherished every single day." The words Chris had said to Emily echoed in her thoughts long after their conversation ended. She knew it was wrong to feel this way about another man, but there was an undeniable pull she couldn't ignore. Meanwhile, Ryan remained completely unaware, consumed by a major work project that required all of his focus and energy. He believed that once the project was finished, everything would go back to normal. He didn't see the growing distance between him and Emily, or the quiet pain hidden behind her polite smiles. One evening, Ryan came home late again. Emily was sitting on the couch, staring at the TV, but her thoughts were far away. "Sorry I'm late," Ryan muttered, loosening his tie. Emily barely glanced up. "You always are." Her tone was sharp, and it caught him off guard. But he was too tired to respond, and simply let it slide. In the weeks that followed, Emily grew closer to Chris. What began as innocent exchanges soon became secret meetings, and eventually stolen moments. She felt alive in a way she hadn't in years, rediscovering parts of herself she thought were long gone. But with every step further into the secret, guilt began to rise within her. She knew her actions were wrong, but she couldn't bring herself to stop. Then everything changed. It was a Friday evening, and Ryan had left work early, planning to surprise Emily and spend some much-needed time together. But when he arrived home, the house was empty. Lily had gone to her grandparents for the weekend, leaving the house eerily quiet. Ryan's eyes fell on Emily's phone on the kitchen counter. It buzzed with a new message. He wasn't one to invade her privacy, but something inside him pushed him to look. The message was from Chris, I can't wait to see you tonight. Meet me at our spot." Ryan's heart dropped as he read the words. His mind raced with confusion. Was this a misunderstanding? A cruel joke? Or was his wife really betraying him? Desperate for answers, Ryan decided to follow her that evening. He watched from a distance as Emily met Chris at a small cafe. The way she smiled at him, the way she leaned in when he spoke. It was a side of Emily Ryan hadn't seen in years. When Emily came home later, Ryan was waiting for her. The confrontation was intense, filled with anger, tears, and painful accusations. "How could you do this to us?" Ryan's voice trembled. "To me? To Lily?" Emily broke down, unable to hide the truth. "I didn't mean for this to happen," she sobbed. "I felt so alone, Ryan. You were never here in Chris. He made me feel alive again." The days that followed were some of the darkest they'd ever faced. Ryan struggled with the betrayal, while Emily wrestled with the weight of her guilt. Both had to face the painful reality of their broken marriage and the choices that led them to this point. Eventually, Emily ended her relationship with Chris, realizing that it had been built on a foundation of pain and longing, not love. Ryan, too, made changes, cutting back on his work schedule and making a conscious effort to be present. They began attending couples therapy, diving into their issues and trying to rebuild what they had lost. It wasn't easy. There were days when it seemed impossible. But slowly, through open communication, forgiveness, and a renewed commitment to one another, they started to heal. Their story is a reminder of how fragile love can be and the importance of nurturing it every day. Have you ever faced challenges in your relationship? How did you overcome them? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this story moving, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for more heartfelt stories like this. Thank you for watching.